Crow. Let's start with the one that's probably watching you right now. Meet the crow. You see it on a wire, on a trash can, doing nothing. That's what it wants you to think, because that bird already knows your face, and if you've ever wronged one, it told the others. This isn't a vibe. It's a documented experiment. Scientists at the University of Washington put on a rubber caveman mask, then trapped and banded wild crows. Mildly stressful for the bird. Unforgettable, apparently, because years later, anyone who walked across campus in that same mask got swarmed, scolded, dive-bombed. The crows didn't care about the person's height, age, or clothes, only the face. Now here's the part that should bother you. Crows that were never trapped, that never had a bad day in their life, also attacked the mask. The captured crows told them. Parents taught it to their chicks. A bird that has never met you can hate you on inherited information. The grudge lasts at least 5 years. A crow can live for decades, and when one dies, they gather around the body, not to mourn, but to memorize what killed it. They hold funerals to update the blacklist. So no, the crow on the wire isn't doing nothing. It's filing you. And it's not the only one keeping a list. Pigeon. This next one you've ignored your whole life. It has not ignored you. The pigeon. The dumb gray bird in every city square. Eating crumbs, getting in the way. We treat it like background noise. The problem is, it's been taking notes. Here's the experiment. A park in Paris. 2 researchers, same age, same build, same skin tone, wearing different colored coats. One of them feeds the pigeons and leaves them alone. The other feeds them, then chases them off. Hostile. Then both researchers go back to being neutral. Friendly. Identical behavior. Didn't matter. The pigeons kept avoiding the one who had chased them, specifically in a crowd. And here's the kicker. The researchers swapped coats, switched the only obvious clue. The pigeons weren't fooled for a second. They were never reading the coat. They were reading the face. These were wild, untrained street pigeons. Nobody taught them this, and they locked onto a specific human in about 6 visits. So that pigeon you shoot off a bench last week, it knows it's not avoiding the bench, it's avoiding you, and changing your jacket won't help. Croc has been awake since prehistoric times waiting for you to subscribe. Don't make him wait another 30,000 years. Archerfish. The last 2 were birds. You could rationalize that. This one is a fish. Meet the archerfish, a small tropical fish with one party trick. It spits a jet of water with sniper accuracy to knock insects off branches above the water. It's a living water gun. Hold that thought. Scientists at Oxford and Queensland asked a simple, unsettling question. Can a fish learn your face? So they used the spit. They showed the fish 2 human faces and rewarded it for spitting at one specific face. Then they tested it. They put the learned face next to a crowd of new ones, up to 44 strangers. The fish picked the right face about 80% of the time. And then they made it harder. They stripped out the easy clues, turned the faces gray, evened out the head shapes, killed the color. The fish got better, 86%. It wasn't reading hair or skin tone. It was reading the actual face. Here's the part that breaks your brain. A fish has no neocortex. None of the hardware humans use to recognize faces. It did this with a brain that, on paper, shouldn't be able to. And the lead scientist noticed something off the record. When she walked into the lab, the fish aimed at her, not the others, her. A fish learned a face. Now meet something that does it on purpose, to decide who it doesn't like. Octopus. The fish learned a face for a reward. This one does it for free, to decide how it feels about you. Meet the octopus. 3 hearts, blue blood, 9 brains, and no bones. And somewhere in that alien body, an opinion about you specifically. Aquarium keepers had said it for decades. Octopuses treat different people differently. Most people called it imagination. So scientists at the Seattle Aquarium ran it properly. 8 giant Pacific octopuses. 2 strangers dressed identically. Same blue aquarium shirt on purpose. One person fed each octopus. The other touched it with a bristly stick. Annoying. Not harmful, just rude. 2 weeks later, the octopuses had made up their minds. They rose to greet the feeder. And the stick person? They aimed their funnel and blasted them with water. Same shirt, same build. The octopus wasn't reading the uniform. It was reading the human. And it gets personal. At another aquarium, an octopus named Truman took a dislike to one volunteer and soaked her every single time she walked by. She left for college. Months passed. Truman soaked no one. Then she came back to visit. One look, and Truman nailed her instantly. He'd been holding the grudge the whole time, waiting. A bird scolds. A fish aims. An octopus decides. The next one decides whether you're predator or prey. Hyena. The octopus decided if it liked you. This one decides whether you're a threat or a meal. Meet the spotted hyena. Forget the cartoon laughing scavenger. This is one of the most socially intelligent predators on Earth, and it is constantly running the math on you. Hyenas are born terrified of humans. Millions of years of being hunted by us wired that in. Fear isn't fixed. A hyena watches, listens, and updates. Is this human dangerous or not? And the tool it uses is your voice. Researchers in Kenya played recordings of intruder hyenas to wild clans. The hyenas didn't just react. They counted the voices, judged whether they were outnumbered, and decided to confront or retreat. It was the first proof that hyenas tell individual voices apart. Now point that ability at people. Their long-distance call, the whoop, carries an individual signature, recognizable from up to 5 kilometers away. That's a voice ID system with the range of a small town. A hyena can know exactly who is calling or who is coming long before it sees them. In the Ethiopian city of Harar, wild hyenas walk the streets at night. The people there recognize individual hyenas by name, and the hyenas recognize them back, which humans feed them, which to trust, which to avoid. So the laughing in the dark isn't random. It's a clan that already knows your voice, has filed whether you're safe, and is telling the others. Voice and smell sorted. The next one does it with a brain the size of a grain of rice. Paper wasp. Everything so far had a real brain. This one has a brain smaller than a grain of rice and still tells faces apart. Meet the paper wasp, specifically Polistes fuscatus, the one building that gray paper nest under your roof. To you, they all look identical. To each other, they absolutely do not. Every one of these wasps has a unique face, different markings, like a fingerprint on its head. And they use those faces to know exactly who's who in the colony. This isn't a guess. A biologist at the University of Michigan put them in a tiny maze and trained them on images. The wasps learned actual wasp faces faster and better than any other shape or pattern. Then she broke the faces, and it got interesting. When the researchers scrambled the face, moved the features around, erased an antenna, the wasps suddenly couldn't do it. Same ink, same colors, just rearranged. That's the signature of real face processing, the holistic kind. The same kind your brain uses on people, in a wasp. And the memory sticks. They remember a rival from a past fight and treat it differently days later. A wasp holds a grudge with a brain you'd need a microscope to find. Here's the unsettling part. Their face system and ours evolved completely separately and landed on the same solution. Recognizing individuals is so useful that even an insect built it. You can't tell two wasps apart? That's a you problem. They are not having that issue with you. A wasp keeps a face file. The next one looks completely harmless and is judging you the hardest. Horse. This one looks the most harmless on the list. It also might be judging you the hardest. The horse. We ride them, pet them, trust them with kids, and the whole time it is reading your face and filing the result. Scientists at Sussex and Portsmouth ran a quietly chilling experiment. They showed horses a single photograph of a person. Same person, 2 versions, one smiling, one angry. That was it. A photo. The person wasn't even there. Hours later, they brought the real person in. And here's the catch. The person now had a completely neutral face, calm, giving nothing away. The horses had never met them in real life. They'd only seen a picture earlier that day. The horses that had seen the angry photo treated that exact person as a threat. More tense, more guarded, watching them harder. The ones who'd seen the happy photo stayed relaxed. Same neutral human, opposite reception. And it was specific. Show the horse a different person and nothing transferred. The grudge was attached to your face only. There's a detail that makes it worse. When a horse decides you might be a threat, it turns its head and watches you with its left eye, because the right side of its brain handles danger. So if a horse is side-eyeing you, that's not cute. That's a threat assessment. This is the first mammal ever shown to do this. A horse remembers your face for an afternoon. The last one remembers your whole people for 30 years. African elephant. And here it is. Number 1. This one files you by voice, by smell, by color, and keeps the file for life. Meet the African elephant. Biggest brain of any land animal, built for memory. In Kenya, elephants share land with two peoples, the Maasai, who've clashed with them over cattle, and the Kamba, farmers who haven't. To the elephant, these aren't humans. They're two threat levels, and it tells them apart blind. By color, red cloth, Maasai red, makes a herd agitated. Brown, Kamba, barely a reaction. By smell, a shirt worn by a Maasai man makes them tense and flee. A Kamba shirt? Calm. By voice, hidden speakers played each language. The Maasai voice, defensive huddle. The Kamba voice, relaxed. It gets sharper. They could tell a man from a woman, a boy, and only braced for the man, the one carrying the spear. That's not fear. That's profiling. A matriarch holds the vocal identity of 100 elephants for decades, in which humans herd the herd travels with her. Every animal kept a list. The elephant keeps the archive, and it'll still know in 30 years. You're in their files. All of you. I'm Croc. See you in the next one.